Hey, what's up? It's Tiffany. Before we get started on this week's episode, please be sure to send us your requests at booshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter X, BooShakalakapod. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram at BooShakalakapodcast. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the BlueSky podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany, joined by my co-host, Pierre.
You know what, Terry? You need to mind your own damn business. Did nobody ask you for no favors? You need to worry about your own husband and why he's sleeping with her.
What? Terry. No. How does it go? Finish it off since you know it all.
Uh, there's a lot of. Yeah, you worried about me. You need to take care of your own husband. So is that it, Miles? I didn't take care of you. We haven't been happy for a long. No, it was so emotional. We haven't been happy for a long time. I don't know what happened. It's like everything I love, I lose. Like it was just not. It's not. It was not supposed to be a funny movie. That was very deep. So yeah, no.
Yes, folks, if you are having rough patch with your husband, beware, he might sleep with your cousin. We are here to review 2017's Happy Death Day. Damn, I can't believe it's been that long since that movie came out. But the synopsis is a college student must relive the day of her murder over and over again in a loop that will only end when she discovers her killer's identity. I saw this at the theaters. I actually went to the movies and saw this, and I enjoyed myself. I liked it. Didn't like Tree for obvious reasons at the beginning of the movie. She does get a little better moving forward, but she was not my favorite. I wanted to kick her ass, and I was enjoying her going through this loop until she had a change of heart, if you will.
Mm, mm, mm. So we start the movie off getting to know our main character in the worst way possible. So she just wakes up in some guy's dorm. She doesn't even know his name. Again, adding to her whole unlikable theme throughout this movie. We find out that she's a sorority girl. So she does her walk of shame through campus. She runs into another guy that she went on a date with. She's not really feeling him, and he seems to be very eager to get to know her. She makes it home to her sorority house, and she's questioned by, I don't know what you would call that, the leader of the sorority. What do they call it? The house mother?
She's probably the president.
President of the sorority, because she thinks that she's sleeping with the guy that she likes, basically. And then she
I
goes
do not have
in,
his name.
Ted.
Weirdo.
And he wasn't weird. And she goes in and her roommate gives her a birthday cupcake. And she like dismisses it. She's just very
Standoffish.
I was gonna say superficial, but she's very,
That too.
yeah, just
Standoffish, superficial, slutty, skanky, stupid. All the S's.
I didn't think she was stupid, but she's that character. We also find out later in the day that she's sleeping with her professor. He's also a doctor. I was like, I didn't know doctors taught classes at colleges, but okay. And
yeah, think about USA in South Alabama. That's like one of the biggest medical centers out there. They're getting doctors ready. So yeah, we didn't go to a medical based college. You know, it wasn't.
I don't
even know what was ours. Football. I don't even know what the big get was to get people to come to that school.
I don't think that the students there don't look like they're all medical students. That's what threw me off. But yeah, she's sleeping with him. But he's married, of course. His wife shows up. She runs out. It was a very awkward situation. I would have immediately been like, "What's going on?"
And that's where the S for stupid comes in. Because why are you sleeping with a married man?
Because she's a blonde college girl.
And it's your teacher.
Because she's a blonde college girl with low grades. What else is she gonna do? Then the day just continues, and she's like walking to her sorority house. I think it's like game day or something. It's also her birthday. She's been ignoring calls from her dad all day, and she makes her way down. I don't know why she's going down this dark alley. Like, it just, even if there wasn't a killer, it just didn't seem like that little tunnel. It just didn't seem.
Oh, well, yeah, she meets with her, and then we meet with Lori, who is her roommate, and she is very rude to Lori as well. She's just not the person you want to be around. Lori's like, "Hey, girl, I made you this red velvet cupcake. I mean, I too would have thrown the cupcake on the ground because ill red velvet. How dare you? And Tree just, gets ready to go out for they're having a party that night, so she's getting ready to go out. But you're right. Why you see her walking on campus and she's walking this way. The crowd is walking this way. And she ends up in this dark overpass. Like pitch dark. This falls in line with the stupid again, because why are we doing this? Even though you're on college campus, USM has some dark ass spots. Was I going down those dark ass spots? No. I don't know who could have. I mean, mine mostly was that day this big ass possum ran up the stairs at Scott Hall. So I mean, I was scared of possums, not people. Or what? It was a possum or a raccoon. I don't know, but we
Maybe a
scattered
squirrel.
like roaches. No, no, ma'am, no, sir, no ham, no Pam. It was a possum. I screamed. You know how many stairs there were to get up to Scott Hall? I screamed bloody murder and ran. No,
Well, she
but you're
doesn't
right.
scream bloody
Why is she
murder
going
or
down there?
run. She gets attacked by this masked killer. I don't even know what this mask is called. It looks like a baby.
Babyface.
Oh,
It's
babyface.
Babyface.
That's really
They,
the
it's the mascot of their school. They go to Bayfield University, so they're the Bayfield Baby Faces.
that's terrible. Like, okay. And the killer kills her. Like he knocks her over, he stabs her, and she wakes up in the same bed on the same day. And now we have entered Groundhog Day. And initially, I mean, these things go the same way. Initially, she's just thinking like, oh, it was a bad dream. Maybe I'm having deja vu. She goes about the day pretty normal. Except this time she doesn't go the same way she went under like with the overpass. She goes like straight to her dorm. She thinks she's like, oh, there's a killer in there, there's a killer in there. The killer actually answers the door, but it's not the killer, it's nameless guy with long curly brown hair. And she actually punches the shit out of him. But it's her birthday party. The sorority threw her a birthday party. So she's just
At the sorority threw her birthday party at the fraternity house. She left the sorority. What?
That's what happened.
I guess the sorority girl said, "We ain't cleaning it up. This fraternity house is dirty already."
Hello. And then there seems to be tension with her and the president because again, she thinks she's sleeping with that guy, but I don't know. Because we never really see him again. So I didn't understand the dilemma, which honestly she might have been. She doesn't seem to be a loyal friend, associate.
No, she is trying to screw that guy because his name is the guy that Danielle likes. Let's go with that because our main girl is Tree and Danielle is the president.
It just didn't seem like that because they go to.
I didn't. I definitely saw what Danielle was saying because he pretty much eye fucks her. Like
he may want to have sex with her, but she doesn't seem like she wants to have sex with him because when they go in the room.
But why would she go up to the room? Was she looking for cocaine or something?
Probably. But they go up to the room and he's like doing this whole dance for her and she's not engaged. So I didn't think that.
She wanted him. She wanted to get with him, but when he switched on his fucking disco lights and turned on his EDM music, she was turned off. Because I too, if I was trying to get with a guy and he took me to his room, his humble abode, and he turned on some EDM lights or turned on some disco lights and EDM music and started shaking his ass, I as well would grab my bag and hit the dusty trail like Peter Griffin said. Like, I'm not doing this. You're not. No.
Well, she doesn't get to do that. She gets a text from another sorority sister who's like, Danielle's freaking out. Are you sleeping with him? Like, you're being a whore. Like, and in the meantime, he's in the background getting murdered by the actual killer. Which we've entered. This is another movie where you have one main goal. You're trying to kill one person, but other people kind of get caught in your crossfires. And then when it's revealed,
he could have been knocked out. He could have been knocked out.
When it's revealed who the killer is, it's like, what are you doing? They're very sloppy. So the killer attacks her, and I think he breaks a bong. And what did piss me off was the fraternity brother opening the door, and she's like, "Help!" And I get that they tried to make him look drunk, but he's just like, "Oh yeah," like it. You can be drunk and
you know what?
Help me.
I don't know. I'm not in a fraternity, but I hear some wild shit go down in them fraternity houses. I don't know. She's not okay. She does fight back. Like she picks a paddle off the wall. You know the paddle that they be spanking them the pledges with. She picks it off the wall, hits the killer on top of the head, and then just drops it. Hollywood, Atlanta, New York, wherever y'all shooting movies at. Stop with that trope.
Well,
Like
it's
let's for real.
Louisiana.
Let's Louisiana, Sweden, Amsterdam, London. Let's stop with that trope. Like just let's just stop. There's so many things Tree could have done to save her own life in this movie, but we'll
She
get
doesn't.
to it maybe.
She gets stabbed with the bong. So at this point, she's actually freaking out because now she knows, okay, something's not right. Like
Right.
something's off. And then
Hmm.
she decides to. Is it the smart? I would say it was one of her smartest plans. She just decided to stay at home all night. Like if I don't go out, killer can't get me in my dorm room. But part of this cycle is the lights go out at a certain time and then they come back
Hmm.
on. I want to say it's about like around 8 o'clock. And in the midst of that happening, because she's just watching like, I don't know, home videos, like, oh my God, go to sleep. And when the lights come back on, the killer's just in her room. Ironic. Uh
And
and she tries to.
this was the beginning of my I think I know who it is. This was the beginning. I
Now
got a
I
one sprinkle.
couldn't. I just sprinkle. I couldn't, because is nobody there? Because if they were always planning to throw her a birthday party and she stayed home, I don't know. I was just like, so nobody heard her screaming. Like that was just odd. That was an odd death.
Hmm.
I wasn't really buying that. But she dies again. And the day resets. At this point, it's starting to get annoying to the audience and her. Um, Now this time she does do something different. She actually spills the beans to Carter, the guy that she spent the night at, which we find out they didn't actually have sex. She got drunk and she just asked to stay there and he let her keep the bed. He's a very upstanding guy. So Carter's our good guy, might be a suspect. We don't know yet. But he's like,
Everybody's a suspect.
she
I don't
tells
even know
him,
why you, why you leave me open for that. Why you leave me open for that?
she tells, not, she tells him everything. He caught on pretty quickly. Um, I just went
Would
with it because
you? Would you have?
if you told me it, yes. I don't
Well,
like
he
it.
has the well. She does have the trope where they're walking down the courtyard, and she is predicting everything that's about to happen. There's a lady asking to sign up for a global against global warming. On a piece of paper, global warming. Okay. She sees a fraternity guy. He falls over, busts his head on the ground. The sprinklers go off right here. Car alarm hits over here. If I would have saw all of that, I might have been like, "Hey,
Mm,
what's going on?" But if she would have just told me, I'd be like, "Girl, get out of my face and out of my room.
mm.
I need my bed back. I gotta watch these sheets. You was nasty last night."
So he's like, okay, well, is there anything significant about today? And then her phone rings. She has a ringer on her phone for her birthday,
Yeah,
which
it's
I
my
thought is
birthday.
like,
Now you gotta pick up
for
the
somebody
phone.
who's trying to keep it a secret, it just didn't make sense to me. Like, why is that your
I think
ringtone
there was
then?
a line. There was a line that said that I think Danielle changed her ringtone.
Okay, that's stupid. But her
Right.
ringer goes off and it's her dad, and she opens up to him. Basically, her mom died, and her dad are not. It's like they just have these dinners where they just sit and stare at each other. I don't.
They feel like they don't think about when you have a group of friends and you're the friend. It's three of y'all. You're the friend of each friend. Those friends they got nothing to talk about when you ain't there. That's what I'm thinking. Like they're just not sure what to talk about. What will hurt the other person? What will make the other person feel uncomfortable because they're both dealing with different types of grief. One lost their parent, one lost their spouse.
Mm.
So I do understand why that could be uncomfortable, but it's something you need to face head on because this is the only living parent you have. Get over it, Tree.
Yeah, I wouldn't avoid them. That's what was throwing me off. I
Right.
just wouldn't avoid my dad. But okay.
Hmm.
So he's like, oh, it's your birthday. Like, so the killer knows it's your birthday. Clue number one. The killer knows it's your birthday. So he's like, create a suspect list. Now, then we get, I want to say a montage because she writes down the list of people who she thinks could be the killer. Her first one is Tim, the guy who she went on one date with, but she wasn't feeling it, and he's expecting a lot of her.
Tim.
So she goes, Ham.
I wrote down Nick.
Tim. It was like the
My
first name
bad.
on the list.
Well, who the hell is Nick?
Maybe Nick is the curly hair guy.
Okay. No, that's Carter.
No,
child, I don't know.
About the one who at the party who I was about to call her Catherine, who Danielle likes. Maybe that's Nick.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
Yes. So
but Tim gay.
So
or he's curious.
Tim gay. And
he's curious.
She spies on him and he's masturbating to gay porn. So yeah, and she's very happy about it. She's like, oh, he's gay. He's not the killer. The killer shows up in the alley where she's spying on Tim at and kills her then. So it's funny because she keeps creating the suspect list over and over and over again as she's trying to figure out who. So then she spies.
But she's not trying to protect herself. That's the worst part of it. Like she's just observing. She's not on the defense. She's on the offense.
Correct, but how does the killer know where she is in these scenarios? Because she's also spying on Danielle, and she thinks it's Danielle
because the killer is literally following her from. I mean, we know in the end, but that's exactly how they know where she's going. They just following her ass all day.
Yeah,
that would be so tiresome. What if you gotta go pee?
She thinks it's Danielle because the killer gave her a birthday card that Danielle also has. And so she fights. She actually beats Danielle's ass. But they get hit by a bus, so the day resets. I thought that was like the funniest death.
That was, but I'm like, Danielle still could have been the killer.
Yeah, she just moves on from that. That part they didn't explain. She just moves on from Danielle being the killer.
So I was still like up in the air because I was suspecting Danielle at that time, but I was like, but Danielle didn't even have the opportunity to try to kill you. I'm confused. But right before Danielle's death, we see Stephanie, who is Gregory, the professor's wife, coming down the stairs. She's leaving, and Tree is observing her as well. The killer come out, bum rush Tree, drowns her in the fountain. Like, they give her no time to even think about what she don't even get time to fight back. She's getting her ass beat. Period.
Yeah,
that was Luke 6.
That one upsets me the most because she threw up in his room, and I'd have been like, okay, now you really got to get the fuck up out of my face.
Well, I mean, he doesn't know. This is only the first time it's happening to him, though. So
you threw up one time. It don't need to be multiple.
One time.
Another. Okay, so it resets again. This time, she's like waiting for the killer. In the wood, like not in the woods, but
with a baseball bat.
Yeah, with a baseball bat. She knocked out the only black girl. Well, the only. Well, there's two. So the second black girl in their sorority. Becky.
And they named her Becky. Girl, give me that Becky.
So she's trying to get her help for her, and the killer come and knock her out with a baseball bat. Now, this is when it gets interesting, because when the day resets, she like can feel that hit to the head, and she ends up fainting in Carter's room. Well, so she wakes up in the hospital. The doctor, who's also her boyfriend, comes to see her, and he's like, well, based on these scans, it looks like you should be dead. Like there's trauma to your body, but there's no trauma to your body. And so that's when she makes the realization, hey, these deaths are still affecting me in some way. Like my body, they're still affecting my body in some way, even though the day keeps resetting. And don't do that. And yeah, so now she's worried. So she tells him to go get her a soda, so of course she can escape. I don't know how he fell for that. Like she was literally like, I need to go, I need to leave, and he's like, no, you got to stay here and then go get me a soda.
But it's a hospital. What do you mean escape? I'm just checking myself out. Like, what are we doing? I'm denying your care. Let me out of here.
Well, she makes it seem like it's a grand escape.
She's sneaking out like she just stole $500 million, and she's like, I gotta get out of here.
And then she's trying to steal his car, which I don't know why you would need to steal his car, but maybe she's trying to drive away. So she goes to steal his car.
She's trying to survive the night.
Well, she goes into his office.
She's like, let me get out of campus.
Right. And opens his drawer, and the baby face mask is there. So she's like, oh shit.
Oh no.
So she just goes running in through the halls to grandmother's house we go. And
I was thinking the same.
And he's like, hey, he just pops up out of a dark corner. He's like, hey, what the hell are you doing? Here come the killer
No,
behind him.
hey, you didn't drink your Fanta. There's probably a Shasta because they cheap on movies.
But I feel like I don't know. I just feel like a soda in a hospital is not appropriate, but okay. And the killer stabs him. And so now it's like, oh, well, it's not him either. The killer chases her through the, this was hilarious. Chases her through the carport, not the carport.
Parking garage?
Parking garage, hello. So,
or car park, if you cheerio, pip, pip.
We get a little mini chase scene. The killer is definitely strong because it breaks the car window and definitely ruthless. But she escapes in the car without not before damaging somebody else's car. I've been pissed. And she goes speeding and she's like, I made it, I'm out. Of course she gets stopped by the police because she's speeding. And the cop.
This is when I knew who the killer was.
Really? She doesn't
I'll tell you how.
She doesn't stop speeding and she doesn't have her driver license or any like registration.
Maybe so she had no shoes on. Shit.
She had on some slippers. Those hospital slippers. And he's like,
no, those socks with the grip. I ain't never had no slippers in the hospital. Them socks with the grip. Them blue socks.
Maybe because she was barefoot when she went in. Because she like fainted before she could leave.
Oh yeah, because all she had was those pumps and a bump. So yeah, they were gonna put them pumps and a bump on her.
So like she's like, oh well, if I'm arrested, you'll take me into a jail cell, right? And he's like, yeah. So she's like, all right, arrest me. So he arrests her, puts her in the back.
I'm drunk, I'm drunk,
and I'm on drugs as well. Even though, girl, but he old man, he ain't asking no questions. Then he gets a radio call about. He gets his radio goes off about a murder at the hospital. He don't even get time to react. Splat, pam, pow. So Julie, Ray, I was about to call him Sebastian. Julie, Ray, Barry, and Helen come speeding by and knock this motherfucker out. And she's like, "What the fuck?" And
you sure it wasn't Mrs. What was her name? Oh my god, from Creepshow.
Creepshow. No. Oh, damn! What was her name? She said her name so many times. Mrs. Thanks for the ride, lady. Hey, lady. Thanks for the ride.
Oh my god! Well, that's gonna kill me now. I'm gonna find it. Oh my gosh!
Yeah. It's something so basic. I know it is.
I know.
So the killer is actually just ran over the cop again, killing people for no reason, and he goes to her. She's like, fuck you. Why are you doing this to me? Who are you? And so the killer just walks away, gets back in the car. And then you see him with a birthday candle and he just drops it. And you see that he busted the gas. I was about to say the gas pump. He busted the gas thing on the car in the back. Y'all know what it is. Damn it. I don't know what it's called.
We're not mechanics, Mrs. Lansing.
Thank you. That's what it is. And he
I think it was her.
he blows this bitch up. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Like blows her to
she
scream.
Thought that so while she's trapped in the back seat. But this is another collateral damage. Why they splatter that damn cop like that? I mean, she rolled him the fuck. This killer is ruthless. Sorry, I said she because the killer's a woman, but we'll get to it in the end. My bad, y'all.
So this time she wake up and she like, all right, like I'm over it now. So she goes, her and Carter, and she does her little thing where she proves to Carter that, oh my God, this day is repeating itself. And they go to a diner. Why they went to a diner, I don't know, but the fries looked amazing. And why he only got fries and she got a whole burger, don't know. But she decides to burp and fart
because Carter already hit his protein goal for the day.
So they're at the diner. And while they're at their diner and, she's opening up to him and, doing all this stuff, she actually sees a news report, one that she saw multiple times, but she kept changing the channel. And she's like, hey, turn that up. So there's a serial killer who's at the hospital next to campus and they're like broadcasting it. He apparently killed 6 other girls. And she's like, this motherfucker has been here the whole time. So she goes to the hospital and she notices that the guard goes into the room. So when she goes into the room, the killer is not on the table, but he's not tied to the he's not strapped down.
Bed.
Hello, it's a bed. It's just a bed. Why do I think is there some special gurney name for it? Or I don't know. I was about to say gurney. That's what it was. She goes in. The killer done got a damn gun, and he got the mask and everything. Like he ready for war. So he starts shooting at her. She run out the room. She's like, he got a gun. He popped the nurse. She's trying to get on the elevator. Here come the killer. Boom! Here come Carter. Carter tackles the killer, and the killer takes the mask off. And of course, it is the serial killer with the long hair and looking creepy, looking like Charles Lee Ray. And he snaps Carter's. He snaps
on
Carter's
the TV
neck.
show or in Child's Play 1, the first one.
Child's Play 1. And he snaps Carter's neck, and he's dead. And she's like, "Oh my God, Carter!" So then she runs through the stairwell. But she gets the one up on him. So she smacks him. And she tries to pull a Tiffany and hit him multiple times, but then she thinks, and she's like, Carter died, and if I kill the killer, then he'll stay dead. So she actually runs upstairs and hangs herself with a rope. I don't know where she got this rope from. She hangs herself in the hospital for the sake of Carter coming
the rope
back.
to pull the bell. It's a rope to pull the bell.
Duh. That's why it goes dong. And do you have an automobile?
Lord help him.
But yeah, so the day resets, and that's when there's a shift. I feel like that's when there's a shift that the audience notices about her character, because she killed herself literally so she could save another person. So I was like, okay, well, she's becoming somewhat.
She becomes
person.
nice. She's confident. She signs the ladies' global warming paper. Because she thinks this is the end. This is the end, friend.
Because she even tells Tim, like, hey, you're gay and it's okay. Like, she's super nice to everyone.
Love
she gets
is
a pillow.
love.
She gets a pillow for the guy who faints. We still don't know why he fainted. I'm guessing, were they tired? I don't know.
Sleep deprivation, for sure. Part of their initiation.
Their initiation. Yeah. She even goes and she tells her roommate, like, I know I'm a bitch. I know I'm the worst roommate ever, but I appreciate everything you do for me. You're so nice to me. She even goes to actually meet with her father, and we see what her father looks like, and we are not impressed. But she's just like, mom died, and
stop it. You better stop and leave that middle-aged man alone.
She's just like,
he seems sweet.
That's
what I'm gonna be dating now, because the young men ain't doing it. So I'm about to go get me a hard wig so I can have me a soft life.
And she's like, they reconcile and they have a very good time. Like, I love you. And then she spends the night with Carter, not in a sexual way, but that 16 Candles way, if you notice that reference. He has her cupcake that her roommate gave her, and she blows it out. And she's just like,
you skipped it. You skipped her. You skipped the whole part of the movie.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. She kills the killer.
Oh, I was like, okay. That part. Yeah. Okay, so she reconciles with her dad, and it's very beautiful, despite him being old as shit. Then she's like, it's time for whoa. So she
Charlie's Angels, bitch.
She ties up her hair. She goes and she puts a knife to the guard's throat, which that's a police officer. And she's like,
why would you incapacitate the guard? Bitch, he can help you.
Yeah, but she doesn't. I mean, she takes his gun and she just says, he's going to escape. Go get help. And so he runs to get help. She goes into the room. She's like, I know you ain't sleeping. Wake your bitch ass up. So I don't he's already unhooked. And she tries to shoot him, but the safety's on the gun. And I understand.
I'm so tired of that trope.
She wouldn't know that because it's just her.
Bitch. Practice first.
Yeah, so he fights with her. He beat the shit out of her. They go into the hall. He knocking her off. He tearing her.
I think she would have been out. She would have been out. 10
ways but loose. He done throwing her. He threw her into the glass. Don't break in case of emergency glass. So I was like, damn, he whipping her ass.
Ex girl?
Yes. And she, she's not a perfect. She's yeah. He's about to kill her, but the power goes out as it's supposed to go out every time. And when power comes back on, motherfucker, he gone. And she done got the gun. And she like, oh, thanks for the safety tip. And she pop, blah, 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 So he's dead as a doornail. She shoots him
Damn, how many
dead.
bullets was that?
I think it was just 3. She kills him
Oh
good,
shit!
kills him fast, kills him dead. And so, with no more Supreme, she now goes and she spends the night with Carter, but not necessarily. What was that?
Balenciaga.
Okay, I wasn't expecting you to know that. But she spends the night with Carter, but not in a sexual way, in a very 16 Candles way.
She should have been thumping in that twin.
They have a very nice little moment. She even eats the cupcake that her roommate gave her. She blows the candle out and she's like, "Happy birthday to me." And she wakes up again at the same day.
In Carter's bed.
She's like, "But I did it." Now she's pissed because she's like, "I did everything right."
But you have to think. How does she know she's doing everything right? She has just come to this conclusion. Nothing has told her that this is going to fix everything. She just thinks this is going to fix everything. But at this point, she's like, fuck the world and fuck everybody. Fuck you, fuck your mama, fuck your daddy, fuck everybody. I'm not even calling my daddy today. She's pissed.
Yeah, she's pissed. Rightfully so. So she storms in. She storms in her dorm room and like her roommate's trying to talk to her. She's like, girl, I'm leaving. Like she packing up her shit. She's like, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. And then her roommate's
Lori
like,
says,
but your cupcake. And then she's like, wait a minute.
She said, no thanks, I ate it. She said, no thanks, I ate it last night.
And then she's like, wait a minute, I died in my sleep. And now, so that's when she gets to the conclusion. She's like, bitch, you're the fucking killer. So she deduces that her roommate's the killer. And it all makes sense in her head because her roommate would have had, her roommate is a nurse, like, or at least an attendant.
That's how I knew.
At the hospital.
Because she's the only other person. Yeah, she had her scrubs on when Tree first saw her. So when she was at the hospital and it wasn't Gregory, because at first thought it was Danielle, but when it wasn't Gregory, I said, oh, it's her because she was in the room. I mean, she's her fucking roommate. She followed her around. She knew when she left the house. It was always going to be her or Danielle.
Yeah, she had access.
But then once the hospital.
Yeah, she had access to make the killer free and use him as a scapegoat. So everyone would basically think that he was the killer who killed her. But she was the one who initially killed her the first night. And so, yeah, it's been her this whole time. She's like, what the fuck? What did I do to you? She's like, I know I'm a bitch, but what the fuck? And she's like, you're sleeping with him. And she's like, what? Who? Baby, she's killing this girl because she's fucking the doctor professor who is married.
And because she's a fucking bitch, too.
A stupid bitch. Yeah. So you kind of circled yourself.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, Tiffany was right because she is stupid. She's getting murdered. So this is all over some fucking married guy.
This is what happens when you censor men.
We keep having to say that. Damn, how many movies are gonna make us say this? So, womp womp wham, womp womp bam. All right, so they're fighting, and it's time. Now Danielle ain't no damn help. Cause what y'all doing up in there? Oh, Tree fell. No, I didn't fall. Like she don't do no checkups, no nothing. They are booming in this room. Like they are fighting for one's fighting to kill, one's fighting to survive, and they boom. They are
fighting. Pow. They're not fighting for equality.
Not at all. But Tree sticks that cupcake in her mouth. Eat it, bitch. And then they tussle, and she kicks her out of their sorority window, and she goes splat. Like I didn't think that fall would have splatted like Cece in Scream 2. But it does splat, and she's dead as a doornail.
Was Cece tossed or pushed?
She was picked up and thrown.
So tossed.
Yeah.
So Lori was kicked, so there was some force with it. So I guess I can see it going splat.
Okay. Well, she does splatter McDatter. McFatter? McHatter? Why? Who said do this? You said do this. Okay.
McMuffin? I said what?
McLovin? Why are we doing this? Stop.
I didn't say it.
So, that's a dumb fucking name. But yeah, so she's dead now.
It's the only name. That is a movie I cannot watch again because what's his name?
Jonah.
He looks like he stinks in the whole movie, and I cannot watch it.
Stop. You know
he looks like he smells.
I'm not gonna say
bad.
Stop because normally,
and then he gets the throw up on his shirt, and the throw up stays on the shirt. No,
yeah. I'm not gonna say stop because we know he's toxic now. But remember,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Jimmy Fallon, yeah, he's one of those guys. He told his girlfriend, like, you can't like his girlfriend is a trainer, like she does surfing and stuff. He was like, you can't train with these guys that crosses my boundaries. He's one of those
So he got
guys.
a girl out of his league
Yes.
and then wants to bring her down a couple notches.
Yes, and use a therapy language to be toxic towards her. Yes, he got like she leaked it all, and it was like, damn. So Jonah, you are who we thought you were. But no, Jimmy Fallon on the Jimmy Fallon talk show, he was like, "You smell nice." I wasn't expecting that. So when you said that, I'm like, full circle again. You are on it. It must be.
Yeah, some people just look like they don't have a pleasant smell.
I did not think that about him.
And I definitely didn't. I've never heard of that.
Like
but
now with these tans he's getting, but yeah. So that's 2 for you. Happy full moon. But yeah. She's dead. So she realizes that reliving all these times. I mean, baby, she done walked through campus naked and all kinds of stuff. She done did this a lot, and so she realized she likes Carter. So she's like, she tells him the truth, though, of course. And he's like, so how does it feel? And she's just like, feels good. And they kiss and they make up, and it's great. And the movie's over.
They go to a restaurant. And Carter kind of tries to play a joke on her to make her think she's still in the loop. But haha, joke's on you, Trey. You're not in the loop. You're out of here. But have you seen Groundhog Day? She's like, no, I ain't seen Groundhog Day. With
that
Bill Murray.
Who?
What do you mean, who is Bill Murray?
That pissed me off. Yeah.
Punch her in the throat.
He called her phone so she would hear the ringtone again. But it's actually the next day. It's not the 18th. It's the 19th. So yeah. And they make love.
That phone... McLovin. If that phone would have rang, yes, I would have just tossed it. Like, wow! Like I can't relive this again. I have a couple of questions.
Ask your questions. Well, do we need to rate the movie first?
Okay.
We can save it for later. Go ahead and ask your questions.
They couldn't have proved that fast that Lori poisoned that cupcake. Plus, the cupcake was all in all in Lori's mouth.
Okay.
I think things moved a little too fast. With her killing.
Danielle helped because she did talk to the press. Did you get that on film?
Yes, I got that on film. Danielle said, I always thought something was weird with her because she never wore any makeup.
And who eats a cupcake? We don't eat cupcakes. So yeah, it was cute in a comedic way. I do agree they would have had to test it. They would have had to lab test it because basically it's trees word versus a dead person's. There's no corroboration.
Right, like how would she? Like she woke up and boom, she got a poison cupcake in her room. Because when you think about it, this is the last loop. She kills Lori before breakfast.
Yeah, the breakfast that they weren't supposed to have. With
correct, because old girl had a chocolate milk.
Right, but you're too old to be drinking chocolate milk, baby. And then
it was just in a cup.
But she had a sandwich. She had a sandwich and chocolate milk. Like what breakfast?
But chocolate milk is a very good recovery drink if you don't have a recovery formula after workouts.
That's great, but you're not. I'm not eating no chocolate milk with no sandwich. Like I wouldn't want it to taste like chocolate.
You're not a Yoo-hoo type of guy?
Hell no. I want a burger. So yeah. I do agree. The cops cleared her way too fast. She would have had to come down to the station, baby.
Well, you know why?
Oh, she is
Michelle Mancini. All right, so for Happy Death Day, I think I'm gonna give it a 6. I would recommend this to people. I don't think it was bad. It wasn't a hard watch. It had some comedic moments. I think it was PG-13, so it's not gory.
Yeah.
Fake blood. Mm-hmm. One fuck. The usual. It was fun.
Wait, what was the fuck? Oh, it wasn't when she told her she was a fucking stupid bitch.
Yeah, you're a fucking stupid bitch or whatever the hell she said. But yeah, I thought I had fun with it. They made a sequel, and I have seen the sequel, and I like the sequel as well. So this one's more horror comedy. The second one's more sci-fi.
Okay.
Comedy.
So I keep seeing a clip from the sequel, and I think that's why I thought I was going to see it during this movie, but I did not. I'm going to give it a 7. I thought it was really good. I like the Groundhog Day trope. I thought it was cute with the death thing. I just wish I wish there was just a bit more motive. I mean, because you spend so much time getting to know her and Carter and all this kind of stuff. I just wish the motive was a little bit better than just a simple "you're sleeping with this guy" and blah blah blah. I thought that should have been.
Right. We needed more. Yeah, you're right. It should have been a better reason. Like, I don't want to kill anybody for sleeping with my whoever. Like,
And
I'll
then the guy's
squabble.
married. It's like, are you gonna kill his wife too? Like, it just was
Correct. Like,
that was
both of them, all three of them should have teamed up to whoop his ass. Is what should have been happening.
hello. So yeah.
But yeah, I agree. A movie that I would recommend, which is similar in the similar vein of Groundhog Day horror, would be Re/Member. It is on Netflix. It is I think it's either J horror or Korean horror. I'm not sure which one, but it's pretty much the same type of premise. Like, something happens, they have to survive the night. If you don't survive the night, you have to repeat the night. So but that one's super gory. Got to read the subtitles because voiceover is trash. But I was watching it like, oh my god! But yes, that's literally exactly just like that. Not all that for yes.
So,
that was a lot.
But no, it was a cool movie. I did appreciate that.
That'll do it for 2017's Happy Death Day. Please be sure to come back with us next week when we review Petey Wheatstraw for our Blaxploitation month.
Okay.
We were going to do the entire month of Blaxploitation, but shit happens. So we are definitely going to get Petey Wheatstraw in. It might be, depending, it might be a lot. It might be a watch with us, or it might be a review. It is one of my favorites. I think I've seen this movie at least 50 times, and I'm going to tell you right now, and I want you to believe me, Pierre's going to fucking hate it. Do I care? No, because it's amazing. And it is on YouTube right now. So if you want to watch Petey Wheatstraw, The Devil's Son-in-Law starring Rudy Ray Moore, please go watch it. And then send us your requests as well. Because the month of March, we got the Leprechaun.
And please send requests. Please, no, I do not want to do Leprechaun 2. She knows I hate Leprechaun 2.
We have to finish out Leprechaun 2, 3, and 4.
She knows I hate it. Please help me, y'all. Please.
Yep. Where did you hide it, Dan? We got to do it. Got to do it. See you then, guys. Bye.
Bye. Wait.
Where did you hide it, Dan?